Hi, I'm Melanie Barr. Welcome to the She Built It Experience with Melanie. You're here because you want to experience the life and business that you crave. Join me as I talk to women who have successfully built it, a career and business that they love. We dive into the topic of how they built it and talk about everything from having the courage to make career leaps to the details of how to lead effectively, create successful teams, implement strategies for growth, and infuse tech innovation. Magic happens when we focus on the part of ourselves and our business that brings us joy. So let's dive in. Angelica Ventrice helps female entrepreneurs and executives who desire to level up their health and wealth. She has been featured in Entrepreneur, Authority Magazine, and My FitnessPal, and is obsessed with guiding women to shift their mindset and bank accounts while shredding unwanted pounds along the way without ridiculous diets or crazy restrictions. Thank you for joining us, Angelica. Have you always been interested in fitness, and what was your journey in getting as physically and mentally fit as you are?
Actually, no, not at all. So I grew up overweight. I was never into sports, wasn't interested in fitness. And then I gained more weight as I got older throughout college and in my early 20s. And then one day I hit a point where I looked at myself in the mirror and I was not happy with how I looked, how I felt. I was doing medical sales at the time and I had a closet full of nice clothes. Nothing really fit me well. So I just decided to hire my first coach. And that's how I started my journey. So I hired my first coach, lost 35 pounds of weight, then got really into fitness and running. So that's how it started. I was never into fitness. I couldn't even run a mile like in high school. It was a struggle. Like I think it was always the last one. So no, I was not always into fitness.
You help people level up on their health and wealth. How do you advise clients to do this?
First, let me describe how we actually help the busy professional women in our program. We have them complete a really in-depth intake form. We do an orientation call with them. We really get to know them. We want to know not just how much weight they want to lose. We go deeper. What's their lifestyle? What's been their roadblocks? Do they have any past trauma? Do they have trouble sleeping? Do they have gut health issues? So we really take a holistic approach. And I talk about this all the time in my content and my videos. I don't believe in just giving someone a meal plan and giving someone a fitness plan for them to have this massive transformation. It has to go much deeper than that. There really is a mind, body, soul connection in our program. There's plenty of programs out there that can just give you the macros and the meal plans, but we really do go deeper. So we do everything really in depth. Like I said, customized. So gut health protocol, nutrition coaching, fitness coaching, but also the mindset. So the mindset piece really is the missing link I find for many women out there. And once we work on them with their mindset, we're able to change their emotions, their behaviors, and their habits to create this long-lasting, sustainable change for them.
Oh, it's so true because it is all connected. And you're right. You could look at food as just food. But there's a reason why at times we eat the things we shouldn't, or we do more of what we shouldn't, or not enough of what we should be doing.
Right. And we really work with our clients too in their language, just how they speak out into the world and how they speak around food. I really desire to help them focus on not saying these foods are bad, these foods are good, detaching from the moral value of food. So pretty in-depth. Yesterday, we had a breathwork coach come in. We do tapping. So we do a lot of modalities to help our clients release the stress because a lot of women, they don't gain weight from particularly overeating. A lot of it is stress and hormones and damaged metabolism and simply just not putting themselves first for so long. And then the connection to health and wealth, I believe that the body is the vessel. And you think about our bodies are our home. We live in them. Our brain is not separate from the body. The body is not separate from the brain. We are one being. A lot of women can tend to get caught up in, well, I think this, but my body does this. No, the way you think affects your body. The thoughts you have affect your body on a cellular level. So if you tell yourself like, oh, well, I desire this amount of money, but I can never do it. Or I desire my body to look like this, but I'll never get there. You're actually signaling to your body that you're not going to get there. So on a cellular level, our thoughts obviously affect us. And as far as health connected to wealth, if you are feeling really bad in your body and you're having low vibrational thoughts and you're anxious and you're depressed, like from poor gut health, and you have brain fog, all of these different symptoms you have, how can you show up and perform your best as a COO or a CFO or an entrepreneur or a high-level marketing executive or real estate agent? If you're not showing up as your best self, sure, you can make money, but you can make way more if you're operating at a higher level, mentally and physically.
It's so true. The conversations that we have with ourselves are the most important conversations we'll have. More important than other conversations we have with other people.
Totally.
We hear a lot about gut health. You share with your clients how it affects our business performance. Tell us why and how has making changes helped your clients see success?
Yeah. So there's like the obvious poor gut health symptoms, but then there's a whole nother realm that a lot of people don't even realize that it's coming from their gut. The brain fog, the lack of clarity, the extreme fatigue, joint pain, skin irritations, poor sleep, all of these things affect your performance as a busy entrepreneur or whatever your career. If you're waking up and you're a high level executive and you don't have that clarity in your brain to make sharp decisions and to show up powerfully, it's going to affect your business. It's going to affect your sales, right? It's going to affect your bottom line. And like I said, I tell my clients who are real estate agents, the first thing someone sees when they show up to the house is you, not the house. They're connecting with you. So if you don't feel good in your body, if you feel uncomfortable, you might look nice on the outside, but if you're not really confident, that energy comes out. So that's really how I believe gut health affects your business. It's an energetic thing, it's a mental thing, and it's a physical thing. Because you can get hit with the physical symptoms. Then from a mental standpoint, you're not feeling good and showing up as your best self. And if you're operating at a lower level, how can you attract more abundance into the world? If you're in this low vibrational state, sure, you can make some money. But if you desire to attract greater levels of wealth, you have to be the most highest aligned version of yourself, I believe.
And how would you tell a client to start looking at their gut health? What's the first thing that you would suggest?
So I first would ask symptoms and then really assessing how they feel after they eat certain foods. So paying attention to not just what they're eating, but how they feel. Some people eat broccoli and their stomach bloats up, really horrible, right? Some people eat gluten and they have really horrible sensitivity. You don't have to have celiac to have a gluten sensitivity. So it's paying attention to the physical symptoms and taking note of them. And then from there, we go into certain gut health protocols. So we make sure we're incorporating certain foods, eliminating certain foods that we feel could be irritating our client systems. And we do everything on an individualized approach because you're not going to eat the same as me. Our bodies are different. We also look at their history. What's their diet? What's their lifestyle? What's their stress? Have they had any traumatic events? Because we hold our issues in our tissues. If you've gone through a divorce or if someone has passed in your life, all of these issues per se are living in the body. So everyone's gut health is just at a very different state. And then if they want to go deeper, we have a functional medicine doctor on staff to do gut health testing for them. So we send them the testing, we run the test, and then the doctor comes in and gives them a whole analysis. So we can go pretty deep.
I've started to eat more gluten-free and I've noticed my skin has cleared up.
Of course. We tell all of our clients to minimize gluten, avoid if they can. In reality, you're going to have it here and there. You go out to a restaurant, you might have it, but minimizing it to the greatest ability because gluten contains an inflammatory protein called lectin. And when lectin goes into your system, it causes inflammation. People who have celiac obviously is more serious, but just your average person. When I first started on my gut healing protocol, it was eliminating gluten. I eliminated dairy. Dairy in America is also very inflammatory, highly processed. So little things like that. But I don't believe in severe restriction. If you want a slice of pizza, have a slice of pizza. If you want a brownie, have a brownie. I don't believe in restriction because that leads to a poor relationship with food. That leads to binge eating episodes. That leads to you craving the thing that you've cut out because you haven't had a cookie in 5 weeks and then you have a whole box of cookies. So, and I'm Sicilian, so I like my pizza. We have pizza every Friday. When I go to New York, I eat the freaking bagels because that's where I'm from. So I do believe in balance and flexibility, which there are a lot of health coaches out there. There's no such thing as balance. I have to disagree. I've kept 35 pounds of weight off for 12 years. So obviously you can be balanced.
Yeah. Can you share with us a favorite client success story?
Yes, there's so many. I mean, at this point, I've helped over 700 women. We have a lot of women come to us who have autoimmune disorders like Hashimoto's, lupus, rheumatoid arthritis, and they come to us in a really low state. Like they've tried everything. They've been told they'll never be able to lose weight. They're told they have to be on all these medications for the rest of their life. And we've helped so many women, one, decrease the inflammation in their body to where they're able to run again, where they were told they can never run again, where they can lift weights and feel good, where they can actually enjoy meals and enjoy their food and go on vacation. So I've had a lot of those. And I also have some clients that come to me with really no issues that are just really resistant to invest in themselves. I had a client, Kenya. She came to me when I was living in California and she was like, well, I'll do the program, but as long as it doesn't cost more than this, and I'm really resisting because I've done all these boot campy type things and none of them work for me. And I was like, trust me, this program is different. So she invested in herself, she trusted, but through the process, in the beginning, she had a lot of resistance. She was obsessed with weighing herself. And I was like, we really need to detach from the scale because you are putting negative energy towards it. Your obsessive attached energy will actually work against you and could cause the scale to go up. Once again, that's the energetics. That's a metaphysical side to weight loss. So She put her scale away. She actually was in my program for 2 years, took a break, and more so recently came back. This is what's so great about it. So she was in the program for 2 years. She lost a ton of weight, transformed her body. The greatest thing I saw with her was her mindset. She started to work on manifestation and abundance and not focusing on perfectionism, which a lot of the women we work with are very type A perfectionism. So she let that go. And it was a really beautiful transformation of mind, body, and soul. So much that she just became like a real leader in the community, in the tribe, telling other women, like, don't focus on the scale, just focus on the journey. She really took to the philosophy. She was with us for a while. But she took a little break, which I get. 2 years is a long time to be in a program. And then she recently came back and shared a win today that she's back in the program for a month. She's lost 7 pounds.
I love that. And sometimes it's all about the support in the community.
That's why she came back. Yeah, it's not that she didn't know what to do, but just having the community, having the support, and having that accountability. I mean, we all need coaches. We all need people checking on us to some degree, I believe. I still work with many different coaches. So, but there's so many stories. But Kenya always pops out to me because she really had a real attachment to the scale. We would talk every week. She'd be like, it's still not moving. It's still not moving. I mean, how many ladies listening to this are probably shaking their head? Yep, that's me. I've been there. I mean, that was me. I was obsessed. Be obsessed.
I love the quote on your website, Fit for Life is for you. If you're busy, high achieving woman struggling with weight, energy, and confidence, you're tired of putting everyone before you and finally feel ready to pour into you. We all struggle at times in our lives with putting ourselves first. I'm a mom of twins. I've definitely experienced it myself.
Right. You have mom guilt sometimes, right?
Yeah.
When you want to go work out, you're like, oh, but the babies,
yes.
right?
And having 2 babies. I get texts all the time about, oh, I have 1. I don't know how you did it with 2. Then you wake up one day and you think, I need to focus on me. I put so much energy into them. It's time for me. So I love that quote on your website. How do you advise someone to start to do this if they are going through a challenging time?
Yeah. And it can be hard for sure, especially like you said, mom guilt is a real thing. We work with, like I said, all busy moms. So I would say first things first is remembering that, and this sounds so cliche, but we all know it's true. You cannot pour from an empty cup. It is not selfish to take care of yourself, to put yourself first. You're actually going to be a better version of yourself for your career, for your partner, for your children when you pour into you. They don't want this run down, burnt out, tired, overweight version of you. They want the happy, aligned, fit, confident woman. First things first is just realizing that you can't pour from an empty cup. And if you keep going this way, what does your life look like 5 years from now? If you keep pushing yourself, your health onto the back burner, where will you be? I think that's a lot of times what I say to women when I'm interviewing them for my program. I get it. It's an investment and you have all these things going on. But like, if you don't make the change now, what does life look like in 5 years? It just gets harder. So in order for you to be the best version of yourself, you have to focus on you. And you can just take baby steps. It doesn't need to be anything drastic. You don't need to go to the gym for 3 hours. You can start with a 15-minute workout.
So true.
You could do 30 minutes of meal prep on a Sunday to get a little bit more prepared. There are ways to put yourself first, but we all get in our heads. Well, I notice a lot of women, they get overwhelmed when they think of meal prep and the workouts and all the things. And I'm like, well, that's where we come in because you shouldn't need to think about it. We design it for you for your lifestyle. And everyone's different. We have women who do 15-minute workouts. We have women who work out for an hour. So it needs to fit your lifestyle. Once we take that stress away too, to know like you don't need to be in the gym an hour every day to get results. You don't need to be cooking a different meal every day either.
And that's so true. And I ran marathons before having the twins. And so to me, an hour to an hour and a half, that was the only way to work out. And then I realized, oh, I can do 20 minutes and feel better. So I started to do the 20-minute Peloton and now I'm back up to normal. But it's so interesting how you have those increments and even taking a quick Epsom salt bath. And it doesn't have to be the whole spa day, but then you just feel...
putting yourself first. Yes, you feel better. Yes.
Yeah, you feel dramatically
doing
better.
a 10-minute meditation for yourself, like just doing little things. So baby steps, baby steps, baby steps. We do that in our program. If someone comes to us and they have not worked out for a year, we're not going to be like 6 days a week. Let's go. So I'm like, let's start you with 3 and walking, and then we'll check in, see how you feel. Baby steps, progress over perfection.
So true.
Imperfect action too, ladies. It doesn't need to be perfect. It just needs to be action, any type of action. If I would have waited till my business was perfect to start it, I probably wouldn't have started. You just got to go when you're ready to go.
Magic happens when we focus on the part of ourselves and our business that brings us joy. What is one way that you find and live your joy each day?
Well, living in Maui definitely brings me joy. That's why I moved here. I definitely make sure that I get out to the beach once a day, whether it's in the middle of the day or almost every evening I take my puppy for a walk on the beach. So making sure that I ground, I need my feet in the earth every day, whether it's sand, ocean. So that brings me joy.
Thank you so much for joining us today. Can you please share with us how we can find you?
Easiest way is Instagram at the Angelica Ventrice. So there's a link in my bio if you want to learn more about me or my program. I always post a lot of stories and tips. My reels are full of tips as well. And then if you want to just send me a message, I have a lot of people reach out to me that have heard me on other podcasts and just say hello and share their biggest takeaway or ask me any questions about gut health. I'm an open book. We do have a free challenge in November. So that'll be the link in my bio too. It'll be fitness, nutrition, gut health, a lot of great value and information. Instagram is the best way.
Thank you for joining us today. I'd love to hear from you. Reach out to me at hello@shebuiltit.com on our She Built It website or at She Built It on social. Thank you to my editor, Rich Streffolino, who always makes us sound good. Until next time, let nothing stop you from experiencing the life and business that you crave.